Hello guys, my name is Felipe Santiago. I'm the furniture artist of Santiago's Furniture and Interior Art. Welcome to my weekly live and happy Halloween. Today we're gonna start with a small end table I found on Marketplace. It's a cute end table and we're going to create some texture and I'm gonna do a kind of a worn look and as you see, and I'm also creating something new. I'm gonna using something new. It's the wood you bend bendable moldings. As you see, it's beautiful heat bendable wooden moldings. So I created this kind of texture here on the side, as you guys are seeing already. So that's gonna be the entire piece like that. But I just wanted to show you guys how I started. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about this new product that was sent to me. It's the Would You Bend Heat Bendable Wooden Moldings. It's amazing. It's a American company who created this, but it's now everywhere in the world. And now we have a distributor here in Canada, and they sent to me a few samples so I can use it on my furniture. But I'm gonna show you how it looks like. It's gorgeous. It's like the details, it's absolutely incredible. It's actually wood. It's like hard. So in order for you to apply it, you have to apply heat on that. So you have that flexibility. So I'm just gonna show you quickly. It's gonna be a bit noisy, but you get like your dryer and you apply heat on that. You're just gonna apply the heat on the moldings, and soon you see that it starts like to bend a little bit. So you can use on the edges of your furniture, on places where you need that flexibility. Okay. So once you apply the heat, you can see now that the molding is start to be flexible and bendable, just like that. So what I do, I just applied some wood glue, like the one I use is Gorilla wood glue. Just apply it to it, and then you stick on the furniture like I did on this one here. So these two moldings are from Wood You Bend, and once it dries, it just dries hard, like back to where it was, like a solid wood. And the details is absolutely incredible. It's a gorgeous detail. Thank you, Would You Bend, for this. And I can't wait to finish this product here, this furniture, using Would You Bend furniture moldings. So today I'm going to be using Phenomena Paints. I'm a content creator by Phenomena Paints. It's a Canadian paint line. So I'm going to be using Persian. It's a teal blue Persian by Phenomena Paints. I'm going to be using Sands of Namib, also by Phenomena Paints. It's a kind of like a red sunset kind of color. I'm gonna be using Pool. It's a deep dark blue by Phenomena Paint, as well as Falcon. It's a dark brown shade of paint by Phenomena Paint. This is gonna be my base color. I'm gonna use this with some texture powder. I use Fresco texture powder to create the worn look on my furniture. Okay, I'm also going to be using, after painting, I'm going to be using some raised stencil, using the Diamond Flourish stencil by Design with Prima on the sides of my end table. This one here, you can find the link on my profile on Instagram. You can just click on that and you can purchase any Design with Prima products. This one here, it's called Diamond Flourish. And I'm gonna also use a chalk paste in the color of Provence by Design with Prima. All these Design with Prima products you can find on my you can find the link on my Instagram profile, as well as the Phenomena paint. Okay, all right, so let's start. I'm just gonna turn a little bit here, and you see already that I started the side with Falcon collar. So I'm gonna get my Falcon collar with Phenomena paints. I don't have a lot, so I have enough to cover the entire piece. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, okay, now you can see. So I'm gonna create that thick consistency on my paint using the powder. So I'm just slowly pouring like small quantity of my texture powder into my paint and start stirring. So I'm gonna create that thick consistency of a creamy, how to say, a creamy stew. Like, this is not thick enough. See, I still see that thing dripping there. We're just gonna add more. Until it has a thick consistency. It's not thick enough. I like to create my texture with a very thick consistency. Like, I like my paint to be thick enough to create that worn look. It's almost there, see? You still need a little bit more of the powder. I also don't use expensive brushes to create that look. I always use the cheap brushes. Like this one here, you can buy like at a dollar store or even like Michael's, like for $1.50, I think. Because these ones are the best to create any kind of texture. So I just want to create that kind of a paste consistency on my paint, so it gives me the right texture. Alright, so this is the right consistency, as you see. See? That's perfect for me. Might add a little bit more, just a tiny bit more. Sorry, I had too many things on the table. Alright. Okay, so this should be enough now. Okay, so now it's much better. See? So I grabbed my cheap brush and I'm just gonna start dabbing the paint on my piece like this. So I can create that like worn, weathered look. Dab everywhere. In my moldings. Onto my moldings just to create that. Wherever I want the texture to be, that's where I'm gonna be dabbing that paint. As you all know, most of my pieces have like texture. It just gives a unique look, right? Like, it just creates that, like, feeling of, like, when you're touching, it's just not plain. And, like, the surface starts to have, like, that, like, you know, feeling, you know what I mean? When you're touching on the edges. Like, it just creates, like, some sort of character. This is what we call art. Art's that feeling that you create on your customers, on your people, the people that are buying your stuff, right? That buying your furniture. They want, people that come to me, they always say like, oh Felipe, like, I love the feeling like when I'm touching the furniture, it's just so different. It's not like any other furniture. And it's true. You can't create that anywhere else. And the more you dab into that, like the more you create texture. A bit more of this. Oh, these moldings are gorgeous. These moldings from Wood U Band, it's absolutely stunning. It gives such an original look to the piece. Like moldings, even resin moldings, that's the ones that I work with Redesign with Prima. It's like, it gives you like such a unique look to your piece. But these ones are wooden, like wooden moldings. Okay. Phenomena Paints also gives you texture already on her paints because the paints are clay mineral paints. So clay dries very quick. So you could create also some texture using just Phenomena paints, no texture powder. I use texture powder because I like my texture, like a rough texture surface. I don't like smooth kind of texture. I like my textures to be rough, like, because it just gives more room for me to create that weathered look, that worn look. And when I saw these end table marketplace, I was like, oh, that has a potential. It's such a cute end table, isn't it? It's a very cute end table. It's solid wood, all solid wood. It's very cute. And I love it. Like once I applied those moldings on the front, it has changed already the look of the end table. It's not the same anymore. Like I actually, all of my pieces I prime before I do anything. Everything is primed. Some people don't do it. I do it. I think it's part of my prep. I always clean my pieces very well, let it dry, and then I give at least 1 or 2 coats of prime. I understand why some people don't do it. It's just a long process, but it's just I have no time to think about like what kind of wood is that, like if it's gonna give me, headaches after giving this first coat of paint. I just skip that process of thinking about what kind of wood will or will not give me headaches after the first coat. Because most antique furniture, especially the red woods like mahogany, for example, can certainly give you a little bit of headache, especially if you paint in white, because the wood can bleed through the paint and you give you those stains. That's why sometimes most people, when they paint a piece in white, which you won't see me painting in white, I just don't like it. I just don't like paint pieces in white. They'll have headaches because they see that the paint is the redwood. It's bleeding through the paint. It's because they did not prime prior to the first coat of paint. So that's why I always prime my pieces no matter what. I don't even think of what kind of wood will give me headaches or not. I just do it. So this one here, I didn't have to prime, but I did. I just don't know what kind of solid wood is. It's probably a mix of solid wood. So I just primed it. And the good thing too, with these kind of texture I created, like I can just cover some imperfections. Like small holes, like things that you missed, you didn't see it, you just cover it, because this will actually harden like a cement. Like it will be very hard to break it or anything. Like, creates a texture. It looks like a solid rock. That powder that I poured in, the paint will create that hard, solid texture. Okay. I think that's it for the front. There is a drawer here too. There's a drawer on the top. Some texture here. use the texture on the side too. I'm not gonna use texture on the top because I have a plan for the top, which I'm gonna be using gold leaf. So I'm gonna use gold leaf in the entire top. So I'm not gonna use any texture on the top of the of my table, just on the sides. I also did the other side earlier today, so I'm not sure if it's dry yet, because with the texture powder it takes a little while to dry. But if it is, I will start like blending the colors, not blending, but layering the colors, and use like a wash technique with a rag and some colors and a bottle of mist spray. This one here. It's just like spraying and dabbing, removing a little bit of the color. Like, I'll show you how to create that worn look. I'm just gonna show you what I'm doing here. Same thing as I'm doing on the front of the end table. Just, you know, creating the texture. That's what I do most of the time when I'm creating my pieces. I usually create the texture first with a base color. In this case, I'm using Falcon. It's a dark brown from Phenomena Paints. I'm just gonna show you. Phenomena Paint's a Canadian made paint, and they ship online to Worldwide. And if you need to purchase any kind of paint, and if you have any questions about colors and stuff like that, you can just message me. There's also a link on my Instagram profile, so you can certainly click on the link and you'll be able to purchase their paints. It's a clay mineral paint. You can create texture with that. You can water down a little bit. Just use a little bit of water if you want a smooth finish. But most of the time it works for me as it is, because I always create like pieces with texture. So this is perfect. Clay mineral paint, you can just apply as it is, and you can create texture. You dry solid, but most of the time I just add a little bit of texture powder just to give that more texture, as you can see on the camera there. But you can certainly just grab a cheap paintbrush, and then start like dabbing and creating texture on your furniture from straight from the container. And the more you dab, the more you create texture, right? Like, you're the one who will control the texture on the piece. Sometimes once it's starting to dry, I just go back and just dab my cheap brush onto the piece again, just to create some roughness, like some more texture. Alright, do you see? This side is done. I also did the other side, so it's good to go, I believe. again, for people that are joining us now, I did not have these modes on the furniture. This was sent by Would You Band Canada. Would You Band, for people that don't know, it's a heat bendable wooden moldings. They started like maybe like a year and a half ago, 2 years, in US, and now they have a distributor here in Canada. Thank God, because it's absolutely gorgeous. It's very easy to use. You just have to apply heat. You just have to apply heat on it and start bending. It becomes flexible once you have the heat on the molding, so you can apply anywhere, on the corners, on the top, wherever you want to place the moldings. It's absolutely easy to use. You can also apply on walls. That's my goal soon. Once I have my house, hopefully next year, I'm gonna start making like some projects, some interior art using bendable moldings, especially on the walls, and creating some nice texture around it. It's amazing. You can apply this anywhere in your house, anywhere on your furniture. Okay. All right, so this is done. The first step is completely done of creating this texture on my furniture. Again, I bought this piece on Marketplace. First time when I saw it, I was like, I want it. It's very nice. Very cute little end table. Solid wood. Okay, so this was the side I did earlier today. You can see, I don't know if can you hear it, like it's just, yeah, it's still like a little bit wet. Yeah, it's not completely. Yeah, so this one here, I created this texture, the same thing I did on the first, on the front here. I just used Phenomena paints and the color of Falcon, and I added a little bit of texture powder just to create that thick consistency. But with Phenomena paints, you don't have to use texture powders, because it's a clay mineral paint. You can just do the texture right off the container. I just like a very, very rough texture, so I had to use some texture powder. I'm not doing the top again, as I said, because I'm gonna use some gold leaf on the top, so I'm not worried about it. Some people ask me, do you paint the hinges and the knobs or anything like that of furniture? Some of them, not all of them. Some of them I do paint the hinges and the knobs, but not all of them. Depends on the style I'm creating. You can paint the hinges like with any kind of paint. You just have to seal it properly. In this case, I had to use a primer. I primed it first, and then I used the paint on top of it. I might, as the paint is not like dry, I might do something different just to show you guys. I'm planning to use this Diamond Flourish stencil by Redesign with Prima. I I love this stencil. It's gorgeous. So I think it matches really well with the molding in the front. So I was thinking about creating some, pattern here, like with raised stencil right here. Just a feel of them, not all of them. Just on the sides, just to create more and more texture. See? I just love texture. Hello, Brush Keeper. Thank you for joining. Love, by the way, I have to mention this. These are the brushes from Brush Keeper. It comes from Netherlands. This is amazing invention. Like, it's so good. I use them all the time. And it comes with this container here that after using your paintbrush, you can just stick in and it will keep your brush clean. That's amazing. I love this invention. They sent to me a while ago. I still keep using. Thank you, Brush Keeper. It's amazing. And I just fill it with water and just let my brushes, soak in like for a little while, and all the paint will go away, literally. But I always have all of them here. These are my Brush Keeper paintbrushes. They're amazing. Love them. Thank you. All right, so what if I create something with the glass bead gel by Design with Prima? Okay, so my texture is all done. So I was thinking about to start layering the paint here, the colors, but my texture that I did this morning still not fully dry, so I can't start layering my colors, which I'm gonna use Persian by Phenomena Paints, Pull, and Sands of Nemeth. So it's gonna be a very nice mix of colors. I just want to show you how to create also, as I'm already here and I couldn't use the paint. I'm just gonna start like maybe with some raised stencil by Design with Prima. This one here, it's called Diamond Flourish by Design with Prima. And let's see what I can do with that. Okay, just bear with me there. Switching places here. Okay. Let's see what I can do with that now. Alright, so to create a raised stencil, I'm just using the paint tape to secure the stencil. And I also like to create raised stencil texture with the glass bead gel. It's just such a versatile like gel that actually gives you that raised stencil look. It's amazing to adding texture to any kind of element and any kind of decor project, and it dries to a solid solid, soft. It's solid, but like it's hard but soft at the same time. It's just like it's incredible texture, but it's hard. It's solid actually, not hard. It's solid and soft. Alright, so I really wanted to show you how to use those colors in, but unfortunately it's not. So nothing's wasted, no time's wasted. So I'm just gonna create this raised stencil on the sides, and it's gonna be actually easier because I'm gonna use the colors on top of it. It's gonna look really cool. So I'm just, now as you see, I'm just placing my my stencil with the paint tape. And again, this stencil you can find at Redesign with Prima website. The link is my profile on Instagram. You can just click on that if you want to purchase. They do ship to anywhere in the world, so nice to have that option. Okay, so now I have my stencil secured, and I'm gonna use my you can use that, you can apply that with anything, like with your knife. I have this sculpture, I don't even know how to call these ones here, but I bought it Michael's. It's very nice, like a sculpture kind of spatula. I don't know. All right, so this one here, to see, is a very soft, creamy texture from the glass bead gel, but it dries hard to a soft touch. So what I'm gonna do with the back of my knife, I just start using the gel where I want it to be. So just like that. I don't want it to be perfect because this is a worn look kind of style furniture that I'm creating. So just want to create a kind of a pattern, raised stencil pattern where I can just paint over it. Very grainy. Very grainy texture. Here. I just apply enough to cover the holes in the stencil. Don't apply too much because that can bleed through the holes in the pattern and end up messing a little bit your stencil. The forms of the stencil staying properly, I think. Maybe creating a bit more here. I'm also thinking about using some stamps. With the stencil once my painting's done, like once I've layered all the colors, like I'm gonna think about using some nice stamps from Design with Prima. I won't be able to cover everything here in this live, but and this end table will probably be done by next live, but I will certainly use a reel to show you what I used. And I also display everything I used at the bottom of my video. So if you want to purchase anything, make sure to click on the link. And okay. Very easy to use. Just don't overwork with that. Like, just don't use a lot. Just make sure just to use enough to cover the pattern. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna use. Maybe this one here. Okay. And I think it takes a little while for this to dry. It takes like almost a full day to dry. So you need to be patient with the glass bead gel. Okay. I think that's enough for me. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's pretty. That's really cool, isn't it? Oh, that's very nice. Love that. This is gorgeous. That's only using the Diamond Flourish Raised Stencil by Design with Prima with the glass bead gel. That's really nice. That will dry, and once it dries, you see like I'm creating texture on top of texture. So that's what I love the most. This is my art. I love creating texture, and with these products, with Design with Prima and Phenomena Paints, I can create what I want for my art. So once this is all dry, I'm gonna start layering the colors, spraying water and dabbing it like and creating that worn look. I wish I could do it now, but unfortunately my texture was actually still wet, so I couldn't do it. But again, just we actually did a lot today. So one second. So I'm just gonna show you now, like on another angle. See how the moldings from Would You Bend matches with my stenciling, so it's very cohesive. I love to create cohesive furniture, texture. Like I like to create everything to be all connected to it. But look at the sides already, and once the colors start dropping from the top to the bottom, like the top I'm gonna cover in a gold leaf. So we're gonna have like some gold accents here. I think it's gonna look really, really cool. It's looking really nice so far. And the front, again, I use the Would You Bend moldings. It's new. It just started here in Canada. Actually, well, it's not new in the world. Like it started in US. It's a US company, but now we have a distributor here in Canada, and they send me some samples. It's a heat bendable wooden moldings, and you can apply anywhere. You can apply on furniture, you can apply on walls. Like it's, once you apply heat on that, like you can actually bend, and you can apply anywhere. So it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so today, just summarizing, I just used Phenomena paints in the color Falcon. I just applied some texture powder to it, and start dabbing with my cheap brush. Very easy to create that worn texture look, weather look. So I like that. And you can also find any of the paints in the link in my profile, as well as the Rizom with Prima Diamond Flourish stencil. Just a reminder, November 2nd, I'm gonna show you 2 of my new pieces created for the new release, Rizom with Prima decoupage paper release. It's coming November 2nd. I'm absolutely, some of them you can see here, they're covered and so you can't see it, but stay tuned. November 2nd, I'll be showing you what I created with the new decoupage papers for Rizom with Prima. It's a spring vibe into the fall. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's just like out of this world. As you saw, my sneak peeks, I showed you a few shots of my furniture. Of course, with a lot of texture, a lot of colorful, colors and moldings. And stay tuned, because this release, it's out of this world. A lot of my fellow artists, like content creators for Rizom with Prima, also created absolutely stunning pieces. Stay tuned, follow them, support us artists, and yeah, thank you for watching again with my weekly live. Hopefully I'll be back here on Monday at 3 p.m. Newfoundland time. Remember, Newfoundland has its own time in Canada. So stay tuned with me. And if you have any questions, I'm more than welcome to, answer. But more and more stuff will come with new releases, with new products. And I have other products. I have more moldings coming. from Italy. So make sure to stay tuned, that I'll be showing you all of this hopefully in the upcoming weeks. And yeah, enjoy your day. Happy Halloween. I already walked my dogs today. They're both ladybugs. People walking and looking at me. Oh my gosh, this guy dressed up his dogs on Halloween. I was like, yeah, I don't have kids, so I do dress up my dogs. And they look absolutely adorable. All right, so have a great day, guys. Happy Halloween. Love you all. This was another week done with Felipe Santiago from Santiago's Furniture and Interior Art. Have a great day. Bye.